Foul! Oh, Gascoigne going to have a crack. He is, you know. Oh, I say!
Messi. Oh, brilliant skill from Lionel Messi. Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is!
Yes, good morning. It's 10 a.m. in the UK, but wherever you are in the world, good morning to you. Hope everybody is well. So Christmas is fast approaching. The football is still continuing, and Tottenham Hotspur, as always, going to have a big transfer market. Are we going to have a good transfer window? Let me know your thoughts. This is the morning show that we've brought back for people to let's be brutally honest, for people to put in their questions, for people to give me topics. We discuss them. We have a quick fire hour of talking about football, and then we all crack on with our days. So make sure you do put any questions you've got in there. Smash the like button on your way in. If you haven't subscribed, please do let me know, and we can take it forward from there. What's been happening in the world of football? So lots of talk the last 72 hours about Todibo from France coming to join Tottenham Hotspur. Sean and I talked about it last night on our season so far review. What do you make of it? A player that you want? Is it an achievable player? Definitely a centre-half who would be commanding a first-team place. Definitely a top centre-half. Would he sit on the bench? Would he need to? Will we have injuries at the back like we do to Van der Ven at the moment? Romero's pretty injury-prone as well. We know Romero likes suspensions as well. So would Todibo get a lot of games? Will we spend that money for a Todibo? Or are we going to be going for a cheaper option? Will it be somebody on loan, or will it be somebody not as good as a Todibo? And I'm going to stop saying that, because the more I say his name, the less it actually sounds like a footballer. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Get your questions in, and good morning to absolutely everyone. There's Stewie in the background, just having a little wander around, trying to get himself comfortable. Let me know. Lots of talk last night as well about what Spurs going to do about their midfield. Not just this weekend, but into January, when you've got Papa Sarr, Ibasuma going to the AFCON, you've got Bentancur who is injured. That then leaves you with recognised midfielders that are fit of Skip, Højbjerg, and Lo Celso, if he can get himself fit. Kulusevski, if we want to start tinkering with the idea of him as more of an 8 as opposed to a 10. What do you make of it? Let's say hello to a few people, and then we can look at some of the questions. If you ask a question and I don't get to it immediately, it doesn't mean I've missed it, by the way. It does mean that I'm just putting a little star next to it as well. So good morning to East London Gooner. Good morning to you. Hope you are well. You must be very happy. You're sitting top of the Premier League table. A trip to Anfield, I believe, this weekend. Is that right? A trip to Anfield for Arsenal? I might have that wrong. Let me have a look. I'm pretty sure that was... let's have a look. Let's look at the Premier League table. Let's look at Arsenal. So Arsenal's next game, a trip to Anfield on Saturday at 5:30. How are you feeling about it? Liverpool... I've seen lots of videos since the Liverpool-Arsenal game, actually, about, oh my God, Arsenal will go there and smash Liverpool if Liverpool play like they did against United. I don't look at it like that. I look at it slightly differently. I think that the difference between Arsenal and Man United going to Anfield is Man United went there without any interest in winning the game. Man United went there with a game plan to sit back, try and hit them on the counter-attack, and they defended for their lives. I can't see Arsenal doing that. And I think that may open up, which makes for a very, very good game for a neutral. Let me know, people in the chat, what we thinking. Arsenal, Liverpool this weekend at Anfield. What we thinking? Let me know. Good morning to Strasbourg. Steve, Big up, Strasbourg Steve. How are you, my man? I hope you are well. Good morning to AJ as well. Said Savva, good morning, you big, beautiful bastard. I'll take it. Good morning to you as well, my friend. Good morning. Good to be back, Bill. Thank you. Hope you are well. Hope you are well, but thank you very much. J.A., big up Savva, big up to you and that lovely looking cat there who looks very content having a little nap. Tyrell Gunner TV, good morning to you, my friend. Good morning. I am very well. How are you? And as I said here, get any football questions in. We can discuss whatever you want. Doesn't just have to be Tottenham Hotspur. There's a question from Perchy. I'm going to star that and I'll come to that in a minute or so. But if you haven't already, you know the drill. Smash that subscribe button. Unfortunately, we did lose a few because of my blip a few weeks back, should we say. But we're moving forward. We're bigger, we're better, we're stronger. We're gone away. We're getting help. We're doing the things the right way. We're being positive now. AJ has said Kulu has proven that he's the man to sub for Matters while he can do a job on the wing. He's a little wasted out there. I'm not sold on Brennan Johnson, so I think we need a tricky, pacey winger. What's your thoughts? Very interesting, isn't it? There's a number of ways of looking at this Brennan Johnson situation. Listen, I hold my hands up and say I was very sceptical about Brennan Johnson joining Tottenham Hotspur in the last day of the window. For me, I don't think he's good enough technically, but he does have that spark every now and then. And as I said on the show last night with Sean, I've said this to a lot of people, I feel like this is a guy who you're going to see a number of games in a row where he doesn't do anything. Then I think you're going to see a spark, i.e. the Man City game. Don't really notice him and then digs out that cross, really good cross, and Kulu gets his head on it. The Wolves game, didn't do anything in the game other than the third minute where he ghosted in and scored the goal at the back post. So how sustainable is that? I suppose it depends on how good a football team you want to be. Do the top clubs have players that do things every 3 or 4 games, or are they doing things every game, every other game? I don't know. It's an interesting one. He's raw. He's very raw, but we'll see. Let me know in the chat. What do you think of Brennan Johnson? Big up to Tony Rodriguez. How are you? Blah, blah, blah. How you doing, my man? Hope you are well. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Angus, good morning. Savva, Bud, good seeing you back. Good morning to you, Angus. Another one who must be very happy with Arsenal right now. Saw you in the chat last night telling us that you were buying Zubamendi and Vlahovic and every player in the world is joining Arsenal. How are you, my man? Steve, I've got your question. I will... I'll star it. We'll come to that in a minute. Yeah, listen, I think there's some tasty draws in there. Let's have a look. The Champions League draw. Let's have a quick look at that, shall we? The Champions League draw. There we go. Why didn't you just put all of them on one page? There it is. I can do it. Right. Let's have a look, shall we, Angus? Everyone in the chat, let me know. What do you think about the Champions League draw? Here it is. Just trying to get used to StreamYard again. Right. Let's start. Let's go through them. Copenhagen versus Man City. Listen, I think Man City will win the Champions League again. I think that over 2 legs, beating them is a big ask. One-off games, sure. 2 games, I think it's a big ask, and I think to do that, you're going to need a Real Madrid. I think you're going to need, you're going to need a Real Madrid. You're going to need a Bayern Munich on form. You're going to need an Atletico at their ground. I think Man City go through versus Copenhagen. Leipzig versus Real Madrid. Look, Real Madrid are very... I don't know with Real Madrid. They're a good team, but they don't strike fear like they used to. Leipzig are a decent team. I do think Madrid will have too much for them over 2 legs. PSG versus Real Sociedad. I'm going to go with Real Sociedad. I think they're a very good team. I think that they're going to cause a shock. Whenever I've seen PSG, I'm not impressed. I don't know about you guys and girls. I'm not impressed. What they do have, though, is match winners. So they have lots of match winners that you know at any moment can pop up, score a goal. The likes of Kylian Mbappe, Kolo Muani. They've got Ousmane Dembele. They've got Gonzalo Ramos. So they've got a lot of match winners. Lazio v Bayern. Listen, sorry, Strasbourg, Steve in the chat. I know that you're a Lazio boy, but for me, I think that this is going to be. I think this is going to be a Bayern Munich comfortable win over 2 legs. I might be wrong. PSV Dortmund. I can't see past Dortmund. I think at Dortmund they'll be too strong. I think PSV are an okay team, but I think Dortmund will have too much. Inter v Atletico. Now, there's a great matchup. For me, Atletico, I would say, are favourites. Atletico Madrid just are unbeatable at their own ground. And I think that they'll get a draw away at Inter, and I think that they'll beat them comfortably in Atleti. So I'm going to go with Atletico Madrid. Porto v Arsenal. I think Arsenal are going to have too much for Porto. As much as I'd love to sit here as a Spurs fan and say Porto will do it, I just think Arsenal will have too much for them over 2 legs. And I think this is the difference. In games over 1 legs, anything can happen. Over 2 legs, you've got to ask a weaker team to be better twice. I don't see it. And Napoli versus Barcelona is going to be an interesting one. Neither team has. I've watched a lot of both of them this year, actually. Barcelona are very hit and miss. Napoli are disappointing compared to last year. I'll go for Barcelona to just edge it, but I'm not sure on that one. I might sit on the fence. So hopefully that answers your question. Hopefully that answers your question in a bit of detail. But Steve, I'll get to that second question as well in a minute. Strasbourg Steve again said, how do you see it going on versus Everton on Saturday versus Everton's midfield? Look, Everton have got a powerful midfield. When you look at the likes of Decore in the middle there, it's a hard-working midfield. I think it depends what midfield Spurs play. I was talking to Henry Wright about this last night. Actually, ridiculous o'clock for some reason, and we thought that the midfield was going to be Papa Sarr, Højbjerg, and then Kulu in the 10 with Brennan Johnson, Richarlison, and Sonny, or whichever way around those two want to play. Is that strong enough to outmuscle Everton's? I don't know. Everton are a good unit. Hats off to Sean Dyche, who's one of my managers of the season so far. What a wonderful job that man has done. So we'll see. We'll see, Steve. I'm not sure. He might surprise us. He might chuck Skip in there as well. I just can't see him doing that at home. I just can't see that's the way he plays. Good morning to you, Wayne Fairclough. Hope you're well. Thank you. It's good to be back. Thank you very much. Paul Martin said midfield is a massive priority in January. Being with the players out injured or going away. Absolutely. This is going to be really interesting to see if we twist or if we stick with what we got and wait for the 2 boys from the AFCON to come back and for Bentancur and Maddison to get fit. Going to be very interesting. Good morning to Matt Spur. Hope you're well, my friend. Angus said, I'm confident we'll play our game and we'll beat them. I think you will. I do think you will. Sorry. You're talking about Liverpool. Yeah, interesting. We'll get to that a bit later. We'll get to that one a bit later. Good. I'm good, my man. Thank you very much. I'm good. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to Ceci's Gammy Hammy. Good God, is his Hammy Gammy, isn't it? Never fit the boy. Never fit. Finn Rickwood said, big up Savva. Nice to see you back. No excuses this weekend. Got to chew those toffees despite. Yeah, absolutely, Finn. I agree with you. There's no excuses of injuries or suspensions. If you've got aspirations to be a top team, if you've got aspirations to get Champions League football, then of course you've got to be winning games like Everton at home. They're a hard-working team. They're a hustle. So they'll hustle, they'll bustle. But ultimately, I do think we've got too much for them and there can't really be any excuses. Does everyone agree with that? I just don't think there can be excuses when we drop points at home. I don't think we will. I think we're going to win comfortably, but we will see. Good morning to Liston Hines. Good morning to you. Aqua Subs said good morning. Yes, listen, we'll get the morning routine back as long as people want to watch. People might not want to watch these morning routines, but we'll give them a go. We'll see how everything pans out and we'll enjoy it. We'll have a bit more fun. We won't worry about the trolls. We'll have a bit of fun. So good morning to you. Good morning to Brett Molyneux. So morning, have a great to see you back and well. And well done, Perchie, for holding the fort. Yeah, big up, Perchie. I'm sure he's in the chat. I'm sure he is. Good morning. Strasbourg, Steve, your thoughts on Mohamed Kudus? Quality player. Now, I'll say this. This was one of those players I said at the summer, rather than a Brennan Johnson, I want a Mohamed Kudus. I want a proper footballer. Technically, can drive up players, can score goals, can assist, good skill. He's what I call a footballer. I don't like Brennan Johnson. For me, isn't a footballer. He's a wide, pacey guy, but technical football ability. I think Mohamed Kudus is a top player. I don't think he'll be at West Ham for more than 2 years. There you go. Said it. I think he'll go to a bigger club. I think he's a top footballer. I think him and Paqueta, I really, really have always liked Paqueta as well. What a good pairing those two are. West Ham, I think, have got a decent little thing going on there this season, haven't they? When you look at Ward-Prowse, Souček and Paqueta, Ward-Prowse, Souček, and I'm missing one, and Alvarez, and then you've got Paqueta, Kudus and Bowen, who I really like Bowen. Jared Bowen, for me, I'd get him in that forward line for Spurs all day, every day. Top footballer. Good morning to you, Craig. Hope you are well. Bill has said Lamina from Wolves. The faults on Lamina from Wolves. I think he's an industrious, hard-working player, decent on the ball. I think that's about his level, but I do think he's a good footballer. I think he's a good, solid Premier League midfielder. Would I take him at Spurs? If you're asking, I'm not saying you are asking that, but if you're asking that, I probably wouldn't. But listen, actually, would I have him above Højbjerg and Skip? Yes, I would. So, yeah, absolutely. Angus is doing the Arsenal thing, getting well carried away as always. It's possible we can win the Champions League. Normally, I'd say good luck, but because you're Arsenal, I'm not going to, Angus. I'm not going to. Tony has said Arsenal and City got a very lucky draw. Tony, I'm guessing at this stage, though, right, look, Man City won their group. There's only X amount of teams who finish second that they can get. That's what you get for winning your group, don't you? So, look, to win the Champions League, at some point, you're going to have to play the big teams, whether it's in the next round, the round after that, the final. So, we'll see. We'll see. Let's be fair. When you say Man City got a lucky draw, Man City should be beating 95% of those teams anyway. So, we'll see. Listen, who knows? Copenhagen could cause a massive upset. Bill thinks it's a poor set of fixtures for the last 16. Interesting. Alex has said, big up Savva, back from suspension. Didn't think you deserved a red card, to be honest. It was more like a self-exclusion, to be honest, Alex. But thank you very much for the analogy. Luton Dan, big up to you, Luton Dan. I said, good to see you, Savva. Just going to say, if I was an Arsenal or Liverpool fan, I feel disappointed only 5 points clear of City after 1 win in 6. Listen, I'm not going to go deep into this. I get told off. I get called a Man City fan. It's why I think Man City will win the league. The fact that they've won 1 in 6, equally they've only lost 1 in 6, and they're still only 5 points off the top of the table. It tells you a lot. It's 2 games. They had a bigger hurdle to overcome last year. Man City are a very good team. I think they'll come back bigger and stronger. And the news last night that Kevin De Bruyne is back in training for Man City, which is huge, not just for them, but for the league. We all want to see the best players playing. So Kevin De Bruyne coming back, is he going to be the difference maker? Big up to 7_SC. Big up to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I said, I called it. I said City would get Copenhagen. Yes, you did call it. I did see you say that. Yeah, they did. Look, tougher tests to come. You would fancy them over 2 legs, would you? Would everyone fancy City over 2 legs? I think you would, wouldn't you? Even if it's a tight game in Copenhagen, I can just see it being 3 or 4-0 at the Etihad. Angus has come in and said Zay Memory. But by the way, sorry, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Angus said Zame Emery, class player. Yes, good player, this guy. Good player. Good player. East London Gunner said not going to be Arsenal smashing Liverpool. It's going to be a very tight game, but I think Liverpool will win the game. Look, Liverpool don't lose at Anfield. I think that's the thing you need to look at. It's going to be a very different game to what we saw at the weekend. We will see. Where are we? Thank you very much, Amir. Good morning to you, my friend, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Yeah, Steve, I thought you might agree with me on that one. Yeah, Bayern Munich versus Lazio. Lazio, yeah, just something missing. And whenever you watch them play, you get really frustrated with them. Video complete. Sofiane said, "Hi, Savva, nice to see you back. Thank you very much. It's good to be back." Bill said Napoli and Sociedad will go through. Yeah, going to be two good games. Napoli, I watched them this weekend. Play some good stuff. Not clinical at the moment. They got the win in the end. The game I just watched. It was Napoli versus oh God, who did I watch them beat? I watched them beat someone. They went 1-1 and then they scored. Osman did a wonderful bit of skill and pulled it back for Krashkilia. Can't think who it was against. But anyway, yeah, going to be an interesting couple of games. Amir Muller has said Liverpool will win on Saturday. I think Arsenal are way too wasteful with their chances. Arsenal fans, what do you think about that? Big up, Phil. Hope you are well. How are you, my brother? Hope you're well. Thank you very much. By the way, come on. I'm going to set a little target. Come on. Can we get to 11,960 by the end of the show? That's 6 subscribers. Smash that subscribe button. The link is in the chat. I've put it in there right now as well. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Got a lot of good stuff coming for you in 2024 and over the Christmas period. Craig Henshaw said, don't think Real will beat Leipzig and PSG are not as good as we all think. Yeah, I don't think PSG are that great. Real Madrid against Leipzig. Look, I think it's going to be some two good games. Leipzig play some nice stuff. Leipzig normally struggle when they come up against the big boys. So we'll see. We'll see. I've been watching this conversation going on the chat. You guys are mad. Yes, Susie and Perchy are together. They're not brother and sister. Oh, funny times, Suze. Funny times. Angus has said, who's your player of the season so far? Oh, that's a tough one. My player of the season so far. I think Declan Rice has had a very good season. If I'm brutally honest, I think Declan Rice has got to be in with a shout for that. Who do I think's had a good season? Do you know what? I don't think there's too many that stand. I think Jared Bowen's had a very good season that's going under the radar. I think I'm going to say I think James Tarkowski of Everton. I know people will laugh at me. I think he's been solid at the back there. I think he's led the line brilliantly for Everton. I think he's a stalwart. He's a warrior. I think he's had a good season. I think Vicario at Tottenham's had a very, very good season. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. What a question. Good question. Who are you going to put, Pick Angus? Let me know in the chat. Let me know who's been your player of the season so far. Let's see who can do it without being biased. This is the beauty of football, isn't it? You ask a football fan and they straight away go to their own players. Big up Mike Pepper. Said smash the likes for Savva. Welcome back. Absolutely. Guys, we have got 46 likes. Come on. That's shocking, isn't it? 46 likes. Come on. Abs. Big up to you, as said, as an Arsenal fan. Oh, sorry, it's a super chat as well. Big up for the super chat. Hope you're well. Said, as an Arsenal fan, glad you're back, Savva. Big up. Listen, thank you very much. Abs, do you know what? I think we're all just football fans, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? I do love the rivalry with other fan bases, but I've always said I think it's really important to talk about all football, not just your own team. You know, I like watching all football. I watch any leagues. My missus gets very, very frustrated with me watching all the different leagues. But I like all the leagues. I think it's important to have rival fans as well. So big up to you, Abs. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. Sorry, lots of comments. I won't be able to get to all of them, by the way. Tony Rodriguez said we have to sign 2 to 3 players in January because otherwise the season is lost. Skip and Højbjerg. It's going to be, Tony, look, it's going to be very interesting to see what we do. I think one thing that they've got to look at is this. There are lots and lots of players that probably won't move in January, but there are lots and lots of players in the Tottenham squad that will be coming back from AFCON or getting fit in the new year. So it's, do we stick or twist? I don't know what they're going to do. I think I think that they might get a centre mid, but I also think they're going to get a centre back as well. Yeah, that's just my feeling on it. Jimenez, Grassi, or Vlahovic. I'm saying Vlahovic. Anyone else? Listen, give me any one of those three up front for Tottenham at the moment. If I could pick one, listen, I like Jimenez. Vlahovic, though, I don't know. He might just be that next level above. I'd take Vlahovic. I wouldn't mind any of those three. But realistically, I think it's probably more likely to be a Jimenez. Big up, Niall. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the kind words. Smash the like button. Keep subscribing if you haven't already. Help Perchy and I get back. I feel bad because of what I did. I let the channel drop a few subscribers, and now we're 46 away from the 12K. So we're going to try and get back to that as quickly as possible. And by the way, I will be doing a watch along tonight of Newcastle away at Chelsea in the League Cup quarter-final. So please join me for that. Just a bit of light-hearted football chat. And at 2 p.m, there's a premiere of 10 in 10 with myself and LB from It's LB, formerly of City Extra. So he's got some interesting takes on best players and stuff like that from City. Angus has said, I see KDB is back. Oh, God, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, listen, it's a game changer, isn't it? Man, Lutacho says Savva is back sooner after Spurs is back to remind us the reality again. I'm not here to remind anyone anything. Everyone knows my opinion. It's fine. Ahmad, big up to you. Ahmad has said, I'm worried about how we'll play out the back with Højbjerg. That doesn't do well when pressured. I think Everton will get an early goal. That way, sit back and counter. Listen, I think we should have too much for them. But they are good in the air. They're going to be tough to beat in the air. They really, really are going to be. So we'll see. I think we'll have too much for them, if I'm honest. I'm not worried. I think we'll have too much. Phil Coys said Victor Gyökeres, 17 goals, 8 assists in 20 games, worth a punt. Just so you know, Phil, his release clause is 100 million. So worth a punt. Daniel Levy, 100 million. Can't see it. I'd take him all day. I just can't see it. Bill said, can we do a whip round and arrange a meet and greet with Ange for box office? He wants to get to know him, apparently. I miss Mr. Box Office. I'm doing a 10 in 10 with him this week as well, so that's going to be good fun. Angus said, defensively, we're better than Liverpool. We just need to be clinical. When you say you're defensively better than them, they've conceded the same amount of goals as you. Could you talk me through your thought process, Angus? I don't know how you can say you're better when you've conceded the exact same amount. Let's go. I'm sorry, I'm just going to try and scroll down. Yeah, absolutely. Only 1 in 3 liking the stream. Come on, we should be at 75 likes at least at the moment. Ryan, big up to you. Said, welcome back. I think we'll struggle against Everton. They're in good form. A lot of fans seem to think we're going to struggle. I don't. I don't. Listen, I'm not knocking them. I think Sean Dyche has done a wonderful job with them. I think he's done a wonderful job with Everton. Limited funds. When you look at their squad, you would say that they should be bottom 3, right? But what a wonderful job he has done again. Video complete Sofiana said in January, I would go for Todibo, Zubimendi and Garassi. Garassi has a 15 million release clause. For me, that's a no-brainer. If you dropped those 3 players into the Spurs squad, I would be over the moon, video complete. Over the moon. AJ has said, keeper of the season is undoubtedly, don't know why I struggled to say the word undoubtedly, Vicario. Vicario's had a great start to his career. Listen, the club clearly knew what they were doing. He came in cheaper than, Raya was going at 40 million. What do we make of Raya? There's an issue. And we all know Vicario's had a great start to the season. What do we make of Raya? How good is he? I'm not sure. I never know what I actually think about him. Let me know. Another one who's saying Vicario. Amir said Everton would be above Chelsea without the 10-point deduction. Dyche doesn't get enough credit. Absolutely. Dyche truly doesn't get enough credit, does he? He does a good job wherever he goes. Paul Martin and Vicario, my player of the season, has been immense. Outside of Spurs, maybe Ollie Watkins. Yes, a player I should have mentioned. Ollie Watkins has done very well. I tell you what, every time I watch Aston Villa as well, John McGinn, and I'll tell you what, I think Pau Torres has done quite well, considering a lot of stick he got about coming into this league, and people wouldn't want him. I think Villa have done exceptionally well, and Unai Emery probably manager of the season so far. Anyone? What would you say? Who would be your manager of the season so far? For me, I just don't think you can look past Unai Emery, can you? Ed Emma said Ollie Watkins, player of the year. Yeah, as we just discussed, could well be at the moment. Could well be. Custody said Dyer, player of the season. Poor Eric Dyer, eh? Poor Eric Dyer. He's got to leave in January, hasn't he? He's got to be out soon. Maybe we're seeing the last sort of 11, 12 days of Eric Dyer as a Spurs player. Mario 2012. I said, yo, Savva, nice seeing you in the mornings again. Come on, you Spurs. Big up. We'll do one of these every morning. Just a nice, light-hearted 1 hour football chat. Big up to you. Oh, hang on. I'm back on these shake things, so bear with me. Caliphate said, Jimenez is easily the best of those. I don't know about easily. I mean, Dusan Vlahovic is a top striker. I like Jimenez. Jimenez is the one that I would take. But, hey, listen, I just think we do need a striker. Do I think we need it urgently? Not as urgently as a centre-half, but I do think we need another forward. Thank you to the one person who just subscribed. Can I get 2 or 3 more people to be as kind as to subscribe? That would be absolutely wonderful if we could. It'd be much appreciated. Unfortunately, as I said, we did lose a few subscribers the last couple of weeks, which was not fair on Perchy in any way, shape, or form. So I need to make it up to him. So if you could subscribe, that would be great. And the link is in the chat, so please do that. AJ just saying, Perchy. Big up Paul123. Thank you very much, my man. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. East London Gooner said, Savva, where's all the Spurs fans saying they're going to win the Premier League? Just exactly what Arsenal fans did last season. They never learn. I'm not getting into any conversation about whether Spurs can win a league title or not. I'm not getting into it at all. Everyone knows my faults. Big up Wilson. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ashton Mills has said, I'm surprised myself by the calmness of Rice. He seems to win every tackle and interception. Best player. I think Declan Rice is a very good midfielder. One thing I said, look, do I watch him and go, oh my God, he blows me away? No. But you know what? Every game, you're going to get an 8 out of 10 out of him. I'm not saying he can't get more than that. Every game, you know what you're getting with Declan Rice. And I think when Arsenal spent that money, one of the things that I was talking about in the summer was, 105 million is a lot of money, but you're buying a player for the next 6, 7, 8 years to be your anchor in midfield and probably your next captain. So they're a very good player, Declan Rice. You know what you're going to get. He's very consistent. Not many players are always consistent, but Declan Rice really, really is. Keep smashing the like button, people. Come on. As you walk in, smash that like button. Richarlison will be our striker till the summer. Sad but true. Richarlison, look, he's done well the last couple of games. I think every one of you who watches me knows I don't change my mind on football opinions overnight or over 3 or 4 games or a couple of months. For me, I think I need to see consistency. Let's see what he's made of. If he continues doing what he's doing, if he gets 10 goals in the next 15 games, then you sit there and go, fair enough. But I don't see 2 games and then suddenly change my entire opinion on the player. But listen, credit where it's due. Look, he couldn't miss against Forest. Credit where it's due. Did well against Newcastle. He's got to keep that going. Got to grab a goal, grab a couple more goals against Everton. We'll take it from there. Because our centre-backs are currently better than theirs. I mean, sure, Angus, but you've conceded the same amount of goals. So for a team that's got better centre-backs, why are they conceding the same amount of goals as you? There's my question to you. XG. Oh, that's not me. I'm the wrong person to talk to about XG. I think it's killing football. I think it's nonsense. Just me. Amira said Liverpool's defence isn't that good, but Alisson is a beast and saved them a lot. Arsenal have a better defence, but a liability in goal. Yeah, I suppose you could look at it like that. All I know is, though, if you don't concede goals, you don't concede goals. Matt said, hopefully Fulham kick Everton to bits in the midweek game and Everton are knackered for the Spurs game. Yeah, I feel like I'll ask you, Matt, I'll ask everyone in the chat, why are people so worried about Everton? Yeah, they're on good form, but surely we've got too much for them, haven't we? Paul123 has said, if we start with Højbjerg, Skip and Emerson, not sure we will win. I don't think both Højbjerg and Skip will start. I think it will be Højbjerg. I don't think Skippy will start, but I take your point. Isan Aguna said, Raya, yeah, he's not very good and not worth 40 million. For me, I mean, I'm not an Arsenal fan. If I had those two, I'd rather Ramsdale in goal. Just saying. Luton Dan has said, one thing I'll say on Everton is, to me, they're still benefiting from overspending. Oh, Everton. Imagine being an Everton fan. Chinaman X has said, I would have kept Ramsdale as number 1 and had Raya as number 2. Yeah, I don't understand that situation. I said it in the summer. Loads of Arsenal fans got heated at me. And I said, I don't understand what that signing was. For me, I don't know why. I thought they needed more firepower, maybe another fullback. But hey, listen, it is what it is. Ollie, big up, my man. Hope you are well. Said, good to see you back, pal. Everton will be a tough game on Saturday, but we get the win in a great position. Villa top at Christmas. Yes, my understanding is that if Liverpool and Arsenal draw at the weekend and Villa beat Sheffield United at home, Sheffield United would have, Villa would have won the most amount of games in the league this year. They would be the second top goal scorers, possibly the first, depending if they score 3 or more. And would be top of the league at Christmas. What a job Unai Emery has done. What a fantastic job. Yeah, just covered that. Yeah. Look, I think, Phil, the thing is for me, listen, I'm a doubter of Richarlison still. 2 games does not change my mind. I've seen this guy play for 6, 7, 8 years. I've never been impressed. 2 games doesn't change my mind. I think that's the problem. We change our mind so quickly in football. I'm still a doubter. For me, he needs to do it over a season. For me, it's the same as when I'm rating world-class players, top footballers. You know me. I like to see them do it consistently before I put them on a pedestal. Same with all the players. Vicario, brilliant keeper, done really well. I like to see that consistency to the end of the season. Same with a doggy. Same with Van der Ven. You know, same with all footballers. Again, take what I just said above. 3 goals in 2 games is great, but you've got to do it consistently. You've got to do it when it matters. So we'll see. We'll see. God, sorry, I'm just going to put the heating on in my house. It's absolutely freezing. Bear with me 1 second. Let's boost that. Boost. There we go. Done. Ed M said he doesn't think Raya can handle the pressure of playing for Arsenal. He'll cost them the title running, guarantee it. Interesting. Let's keep an eye on that. Anyone in here think Arsenal can win the title? There's a question for you. Can Arsenal win the title? Let me know in the chat. Paul Martin has said, Dyche manager season so far, though maybe the 10 points may have been a good kick at the backside. Paul, he's definitely up there for me. I would say my managers of the season so far, without a doubt, would be Unai Emery, followed by Dyche, followed by Postecoglou. I think with Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, you expect them to be up there. I think these other 3 teams have done really, really well. That's just me. Let me know your answers. Aquasubs, what is my preferred midfield for the Everton game? My preferred midfield for the Everton game would need to be Sarr. Well, Celso's injured, isn't he? Bentancur's injured. Basuma suspended. Sarr, Højbjerg and Decky in the 10. I think it picks itself, really. And that's what I think we'll probably see. Yeah, Ward-Prowse has been very, very good for West Ham. He truly has. Thank you to the person that just subscribed. Come on, can we get 3 or 4 more? Come on, let's not be tight. There's the link. Just smash that link. Come on, let's do it. Angus said, Savva, do you know how much finals want for Jimenez? Yeah, I think this is the problem. With players like that, you've got to try and get them before they're well known, if that makes sense. I don't think, Spurs spending 100 million isn't a thing. It's not what we do. I'm sure at some point in the future we will, but I just can't see it any time soon. So not so sure. Shafay Sajad has said, Savva, if we go for midfielder, would you look for another 6, 8 or 10? Shafay, I'm not a believer in all this. I want good midfielders. All of this, are they a 6? Are they an 8? 10s are different, but 6s and 8s. I remember the days when midfielders used to be able to do it all. So for me, I just want a good midfielder. I just want a good midfielder that's got an engine on him, can get back and forwards. Sorry if that's a bit of a politician's answer. Yeah, I agree. I would have sold Højbjerg and got this guy in for 30 million. I would have. Set pieces would have been fantastic as well. Edem, yeah, he does. Rice is a brilliant reader of the game. He really, really is a brilliant reader of the game. Video complete Sofiane. Yeah, I would love Zubimendi. I've been talking about this guy for a year or so now. I really like him. I really think Real Sociedad have got some good players that will get raided at some point. Do I think Ange will go for certain players? I'm not sure. I said this in the summer. I'll say it again now. I really, really like. I really, really like, what's his name in midfield? Matt O'Neill. Is it O'Neill? Why is my brain gone blank? I was watching him the other day, actually. I thought he looks really, really good. What am I? Matt O'Neill, O'Reilly. I really, really like O'Reilly of Celtic. I watched him play the other day for Celtic and I thought he was excellent. He was head and shoulders the best player on the football pitch. I'd take him. Yeah, it just hasn't worked out for you. I don't think. I don't think he's that. I just think he looks very dodgy, this guy. Yeah, it needs to change, doesn't it? I don't think we can keep getting these red cards. I do think it's look. You have to ask yourself the question: how often can you be without your best players through suspension when you haven't got great backups? One day it will come back to bite you. It did bite us when we had Romero out for 3 games. And then Romero went and done what he did at Newcastle, and you're thinking, oh, my God, learn. But, look, Basuma, Romero, the doggy seems to be picking up consistent yellows, reds. I think it will settle down, I hope. But, yeah, it's not the best. Felon82 said, morning, Sav. Seen a lot of fans saying we have the best manager, keeper, wing-back, centre-backs, back up, and Davis, centre-backs. But come into the season, they'll blame injuries. Look, Felon, I think this is look, you know me, I keep my feet on the ground. I always have, always will. I get this a lot. I see this a lot on social media when you talk about who's the best goalkeeper. People go, oh, Vicario. The best fullbacks, oh, they've been a doggy and Porro. Oh, who's the best centre-backs? Oh, Van Ven Romero. Basuma's the best this. Madison's the best this. Bentancur's the best this. And Kulu's the best this. And Son. Time will tell, right? At the end of the season, the best will win it, right? So, look, we've got some good players. We've got to build on it. We've got to grow on it. And it's exciting times for us moving forward. There's no doubt about that. I just don't want to put too much pressure on it. I really, really don't. Phil has said, who's your back four with a doggy being out? Davis left back with Dorrington centre-back with Romero. Nah, can't see it, Phil. Listen, we were 4-0 up at home to Newcastle with Romero on a yellow card, and he didn't even give Dorrington 10 minutes. So I can't see that. I think it's going to be Royale left back, Porro right back, Romero and Davis at centre half. I don't think he's going to change it. Phil P saying they can but won't. Is this in regards to spending 100 million on a player? I'm just going to guess. By the way, Phil, I'm so sorry. I'm aware I didn't respond to you last night. Apologies. Much love. I'll message you when I finish this. Yeah. I mean, we could. We just don't do it. It's not naturally what Tottenham Hotspur do, is it? So, completely make you right on that one. Where are we? Got a lot of comments. Go for about another 20, 25 minutes or so. Angus thinks that Arsenal can win the league if they get either Osimhen or Tony. Listen, a striker for you guys is a game changer. I think Jesus is a very good footballer. I think he's a brilliant player that can play across the line. Is he going to get you enough goals to win a title? We'll see. the argument for Arsenal will be, well, hang on, we're top at the moment. But I make you right. A top striker could see you over the line. Got to make it happen, ain't you? I don't think you will get either of those players. I can't see you spending 100 million that they want on Tony, and I can't see Osimhen leaving for you. I don't know. But if it happens, then I will sit there and be worried. Yes. Matt said, unfortunately, Arsenal are now my favourites to win the Prem. Don't say that. Come on, we don't want Arsenal winning the league. Phil P, big up, said Merry Christmas. And Savva, huge love to all the chat. Much love to you. One of the good guys, Phil P. Big up to you, my friend. Paul 123 said, imagine them Arsenal players, smug faces if they win. Horrible bunch. Yeah, that's what. Listen, I think it will be City. I've not changed my opinion from the beginning of the season. City, Liverpool, Arsenal. The Arsenal fans hate me for saying that. That's how I think it will finish. I do think between Arsenal and Liverpool will be very tight. I think City will have enough. I do think City will have enough in the end. That's just me. If they don't have enough, it's just a football opinion gone wrong. I don't know. People go mad about it. It's okay. Yes, I would. I think he's the perfect angepostecoglou midfielder that can play centre mid, attacking mid, great engine, grab some goals. I would take him as part of a squad. Yeah, definitely would take him. Big up, Rick Ettick. Hope you're well, my man. Hope you're well. Amir has said, I don't think we'll win the title. We need a striker, midfield, another defender. We'll go maybe for one player and be left short again. Same old, same old. We being Spurs. Yeah, look, listen. If there's the avoidance of doubt, I see a lot of times, I see people talking about my opinion of Spurs and what they've said, what they think I've said. What I've actually said is, I think Spurs will get Europe this year. I think if we get Champions League, I think that would be phenomenal. That'd be a phenomenal year from where we were to get top 4 again. Can we do better than that? I'm not sure. I don't think so. But hey, next year's another year. We keep building. We keep growing. Let's see what the transfer window holds. And you never know. Phil Coys has said hat-trick incoming for Richarlison against his old club. Let's see. Let's hope he does. Listen, I think the key thing here is whether you rate a player or not, you always want them to do well when they're wearing your club's colours, right? I mean, just because I don't really rate Richarlison doesn't mean I don't want him to get a hat-trick against Everton. So, yeah. Yes, Steve. Yeah, O'Reilly. I don't know where I don't know what name I had before, but yeah, I like O'Reilly. I think he's a good player, big, strong, good with his feet, scores goals. I would take him in a Spurs squad all day over the likes of Skippy, Højbjerg, Lo Celso. I think he's a good player. Video complete, Sofiane. Let me know, guys. Hopefully you enjoy this format. We've gone back to, we used to do this every day. We've gone back to this format. Hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know if you don't. Let me know if you do, and we'll be live again tomorrow morning. Video complete said I would take Zerki from Bologna, 22 years of age, very good with his head, very good with his feet, and we can have him for 30 million. I like Zerki. I really do. I think he's a good player. We'll see. I mean, let's see what they've got lined up. Let's see what they've got for us. Maybe some Christmas treats. Who knows? Or some New Year treats, should we say. Smash the like button, people. Come on. We should be on 100 likes by now. We're only on 84. Let's get those last 16 likes, shall we? Sker has said, big up, Savva. Been a while. Hope you're good. I am good. I hope you're well. Everyone keeps asking if I'm good. I am good. Everyone keeps asking if I'm going to talk about what happened. No, just know I've got a few things going on in my life that I need to sort out, and I was bringing that into my YouTube world. I was letting it let me get aggy. I was snapping. It's not the person I want to be. It's not the person I am. Anybody who knows me outside of YouTube knows that. And that's for me to deal with over here while I deal with YouTube over here. So hopefully that puts matters to rest, should we say. Video complete. I said, I think, oh, hang on. Sorry, I missed this. Sorry, I didn't actually answer the question. Do you reckon we keep Sonny on the wing and get a striker or get a winger? I think we need a striker and a winger in the next year. I think we need options. I think if you go into Europe next year, which hopefully we will, I think we will. I mean, if you go into Europe, you need players. Because can you imagine this squad at the moment in Europe with the injuries and the suspensions? Can you imagine? I think we'd struggle massively. Video complete said, I think Ange doesn't like the youngsters. Look, there's two ways of looking at this. One, yeah, he doesn't like youngsters. He's not playing them. Two, could be that the youngsters we want to see aren't ready. And that's something I think football fans, we don't take into account. So I sit there and say, yeah, I want to see Dorrington. I want to see Donnelly. We don't know if they're ready. That's Andrew's job. But on the flip side, these players have got to play at some point, right? So I don't think it's that he doesn't like youngsters. I mean, Papa Sarr's a kid, Van der Ven's young, Dogi's young. So, Valisa's had minutes. I don't think we can say he doesn't like youngsters. But, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Angus has said, in your opinion, who's currently the best centre-back in the league? Best centre-back in the league. Right. Who do I think are the best centre-backs in the league? I think Ruben Diaz, John Stones, Saliba, and Virgil van Dijk. They're the best centre-backs in the league for me. Is there any honourable mentions to them? Any honourable mentions? I don't know. Outside of that, no. I would say they're the four for me. They're the four best. Whether they're all in form right now, I don't know. But I think they're the four best centre-backs in the league. I think John Stones is massively underrated. I think he is superb. Ruben Diaz is class. Virgil van Dijk, listen, people say he's not as good as he was. I still think he's head and shoulders above many other centre-backs. And I think Saliba's a unit. I do. I think Saliba's a top centre-half. Angus, Savva, we're in talks with both of them. There's no proof you're in talks with both of them. I'll believe you're in talks with both of them when you slap a bid down for them, Angus. You're doing that thing again, ain't you? You've told me you're in talks with everybody since you've been coming into the show. Yes, he might have done. I mean, look, if Arsenal get Osimhen, yeah. But okay, here's the question I'm going to ask. Arsenal fans, more than anything, Spurs fans, you tell me as well. Whatever fan you're there, whatever club you're a fan of, there. Start that again. If Arsenal do get Osimhen, do we all agree or Tony, there can be no excuses then this season for Arsenal to not win the league? Because their fans keep telling us, get a top forward, we win the league. Do we all agree on that? Because what you can't do is go and get an Osimhen, still not win the league, and then say, oh, but. Got no excuses. What's my thoughts about Munn and Lang and the Levy puppets? Listen, we'll see. I think it's too soon to say. Look, they've only just joined. We'll see over the next 2 or 3 windows, Tony, what their job is, what their role is. As I've said, if they bring in players like Lloyd Kelly, I'll be completely underwhelmed. If they go and get some top players, if they get a Todibo, for example, then we're talking. But let's see. I think they haven't been there that long. This will be their first real test this window, and then the windows after that. So let's see before we put judgments on people. Come on, people. 10 likes away from the 100. Let's smash that. Nice, easy conversation this morning. And come on, can we get 3 or 4 more subscribers? I'm going to ask right now if 3 or 4 of you can go and smash that link that is pinned and subscribe. That would be great to help us get back to the 12K. 45 away from the 12K. Big up to one of my faves, Martin Knightsbridge, with a super chat. Hope you're well, Martin. Thank you for your message while I was gone as well. Really appreciate that. Said, hello, Savva. Great to see you back on my TV. Yeah, and some wouldn't say that, but thank you very much for saying that. Thank you, Martin. I really appreciate the super chat. Much love. And tell some of these people to like and subscribe, please. Beyond 72 said, Arsenal's away form helps me sleep. Osimhen has a release of 130 million, so it's easy to get him. Sorry, Angus, when did Arsenal suddenly become this club that whacked down 130 million pounds on players? I love this. It's easy to get him. I love this. Oh, Arsenal, never change. Yeah, Bill, good point. Yeah. Well, listen, I tell you what, though, this is Andrew's job to get this rashness out of players. I know people say, oh, we don't want them to lose their passion. But for me, there's a fine line between passion and rashness. Romero against Newcastle, I just didn't. I watched it. I remember sitting there watching it thinking, why did you do that? What was the need? Hey, Custy has said, Wenger once said, player is 24. That's the player got. He won't improve much, meaning Basuma Romero. I see what you mean. Okay, so past 24, will they learn? Look, Some players will, some players won't. All humans are built differently, right? All humans are built differently. So we'll see with that. We'll see. But listen, I do think that, you know, those players have got to learn. There's a fine, as we said, it's a fine line between being committed and passionate and being rash. And listen, everyone knows I've not changed my mind. Everyone knows my opinion on, especially Romero. For me, it's the difference between him and the best centre backs is that he has got that to his game. But that's just me. MV Joker Davis says, Savva back. I just got here. Hit the like button for his return. Big up MV Joker Davis. Thank you so much. Please do smash that like button. We should be on 100 likes by now, easily. Amir has said, sorry, Savva, I meant we as in Arsenal. Okay, Arsenal fan here, but repeat, I don't think we'll win the title. I see. Okay, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I hope you don't win the title. Sorry, I see what you mean. I suppose it works both ways, though. Red Devil TV said, big up, Sav. What's your opinion on Girona? I think what they do this season is nothing short of sensational. I've watched Girona a lot this year. What a very good football team they are. They got some really, really good footballers. Their striker, Dubovnik, it looks really, really good. Salvio, the winger, looks very, very good. Young as well. Somebody will snap him up. They've done excellent. Wouldn't it be nice to see them win the league? Wouldn't it be nice to see a Girona win a La Liga? We'll see. Video complete. Sofiana said Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth can also be a good option. Lots of people talking about Solanke. Let me know in the chat. What do you think of Dominic Solanke? Is Dominic Solanke good enough to go to an Arsenal, to go to a Tottenham? What do we make of him? Looks like he's getting better and better, but is he good enough? Let me know. Bill said this, along with the midweek watch-alongs, are the best shows you two do. Listen, thank you. We try and mix it up. We try and give varied options. But as I said, I will be doing a watch-along tonight, Bill, for Chelsea versus Newcastle. Should be a good game. League Cup quarter-final. Let me know in the chat, people, who's going to win that, Chelsea or Newcastle. Video complete. Sofiane said, I think we will finish 5th. Right, people, come on. I want 3 more subscribers right now. Let's do it. I've put the link in the chat. 3 more of you. Let's get 3 more. Angus said Gabriel is underrated. Class centre back. I think he's a good centre back. I wouldn't use the word class. I think superlatives get thrown around pretty quickly in football these days. I think he's a good centre back. For me, I think Saliba is class. I think Gabriel's good. AJ said Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, City, Tottenham and Newcastle all capable of beating each other and all taking points off each other. The most open season in a long while. AJ, absolutely. I'll stand by what I said. I think when we look at, I know you didn't mention it, but I think when we look at title races, I wait until it gets to February. Let's see who's still there. Let's see who's within how many points of each other. And then we see who's in it. 3 or 4 games is the difference between being in a race and not. And just me personally, anyone is welcome to their view. I don't think a title race is after this many games. I think a title race is once you get nearer to the 30 game mark and you see who's there. That's just me. Big up Larionka said, what are your ideal realistic signings for the wing and striker? I've made no 2 bones about it. I would listen. Realistic. I'd love Bowen. Not going to happen. I'd play Jared Bowen through the middle for Spurs. I would like a Jimenez. I definitely would like a Jimenez. I think he's a really good player, so I definitely would like a Jimenez, and then see Sonny go back out on the wing. That's what I would do. Harvican has said, if we start clicking more and put games to bed earlier, I think we will see more youngsters. Yeah, I tell you what, that's why when I was watching the Newcastle game, I did think to myself, right, Romero's on a yellow, 4-0 up at home. Surely you could give Dorrington 10, 15 minutes. I was a bit disappointed that we didn't. But listen, as I said, I don't see them week in, week out. I don't see them in training. So, who knows? Pau Torres, honourable mention. I think Pau Torres has had a brilliant season. So has Tarkowski. I mentioned them earlier. I think they've had really good seasons. I think the level below the players I mentioned. I'm going to get in trouble here, aren't I? Just quickly, not this one. Do you want Vlahovic? I'd take Vlahovic all day long. All day long, I would take Vlahovic. Why not? I think we would benefit from having a striker. of that size in the team, of that kind of hold up play. I think we missed that dearly. I really do. Phil says Van der Ven and Romero not in the mix for best centre backs in the league. No, I think it's too soon for Van der Ven. I think he's only played 10 games. I can't start chucking players as the best centre backs in the league after they've played 10 games. Romero, not for me. Too rash. I said it before. Sorry, Phil. We've had this conversation a million times. I like Romero. I think he's a very good defender, but for me, there's too much rashness to his game. He's too unreliable. And when he sees that red mist, all of the other centre backs I named don't see it. Saliba doesn't see it. Van Dijk doesn't see it. Diaz, Stones. So for me, I don't put him in the category with them. That's just for me. I know people will want to have a go. I just don't at the moment. Absolutely. Phil Pearson, if the Gunners sign either of those top strikers, they, in the immortal words of Tapping Tomes, they must. Yeah, they must. Absolutely. There's no excuse. So let's see what Arsenal do in a transfer window. If they do, they've got no excuse. So what we don't want to see, I'm talking to people like you now, Angus, yeah? If you do get that striker that you said, at the end of the season, if you don't get it, you have to come back and say, yeah, we failed. At the moment, I don't think you're failing. I don't think you're good enough to win it. That's just my opinion. Yusuf says, Savva, do you fancy us to beat Arsenal on Saturday? Look, Liverpool at home. Liverpool have not been playing great, but getting wins and not losing. I think you will need to play a lot better than you played at the weekend, though, to beat Arsenal. I really do. We'll see. I think the worst thing that can happen for you two teams is to draw. Now, if you draw, Arsenal will see it as probably a good point away. But all you're doing is still not pulling away further from Man City, who will come back with games in hand. So it's going to be interesting. Jason has said, great to see you back in the chair, mate. Big up. Thank you, Jason. Much appreciated. Really, really, really appreciate that. Sam West has said, off topic, Savva, but what's your opinion about Jarell Hato, already captain Dykes at 17? I'd be lying if I said I knew anything about him. I'd be lying. I don't know. I'll go and have a look. But I guess if anyone is captaining their club at 17, that is a real feat. So fair play to the lad. He must be good. But I don't know enough about him, mate, to sit here and say and give it an honest opinion. Roger Miller. God, who remembers Roger Miller in the World Cup doing the old dancing? Yeah. Strasbourg Steve, big up my man, said Girona are so much fun to watch and they are winning a crazy amount of games. Artem Dovbyk, yeah, I always get his name. Yeah, so I always mess his name up. But scores goals. He scores goals. I love Savio on the wing as well, Steve. I think he's a really good player. But they play some lovely stuff. They won 3-0 last night again. I had them in my ACCA. Had a 3-team ACCA last night. I had Atalanta. I know no one asked. I had Atalanta, Girona, and Leicester City in a 3-team ACCA. So that was good. Video Completer said, Europa League is a better chance for us to win a trophy. I don't want Spurs to qualify for the Champions League. I think the likes of Madrid, Bayern, or Man City will stop us from winning a trophy. I think even if we're going to the Europa League to win it, I think we've got to flesh out the squad with quality. We've got to flesh out the squad with quality. So I think it's a bit too soon to be talking about winning European trophies for me. Let's see where we are at the end of the season. No to Solanke. Bill has said Solanke got me 6 points in my fantasy team at the weekend. That's all I can say on him. I love it when we judge players by fantasy points. Big up, Martin. Too kind. Said tickle the like and subscribe. It's a present from Savva and Perchy in this festive period. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. And by the way, we will have the 10 in 10s will continue all the way through. And the 10 in 10 for Christmas Day is my 10 in 10 with Perchy asking me 10 questions. So please look out for that on Christmas Day. What's that? Leng and Sweet. Leng and Sweet said, big up Sav. When you're back on Straight Facts with Terry? Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. I'm waiting to hear from him. So I might see you on there. I might not. But to be honest, it does get a lot of the abuse in the chat. Just gets a little bit too much, if I'm honest. I don't know enough about Fluminense. I'm going to be brutally honest. I haven't seen enough on Fluminense to give you an answer. Phil Coys has said Solanke for me doesn't cut it for the big six teams. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's got that little bit extra, is he, to go that next level up. I agree on this. Yeah, Carlos and Pau Torres, they are striking up a good partnership. Villa have just done so well, haven't they? They really have done well. I think they've done really, really well. Yes, this guy's had a good season as well, hasn't he? Luis Apenda has had a very good season. Yes. We are going to wrap up the show in a couple of minutes because I'm actually filming a 10 in 10 in a few minutes with Lee Judges from AFTV. So that should be good fun as well. Let's see what we've got. Big up to Phil Coy's been a member for 3 months. I said Merry Christmas, Savva Perchy and all the Spurs fans. Merry Christmas to you, Phil. Must say you're one of the nicest guys in the community as well. And I always like to go back and forth with football, but you've always been good to me, always been a nice guy, and we need more fans like you in the community. Last one I'm going to go to is Trini Guna J. It's a Savvy. I like that. I can take Savvy. Savvy, do you agree with me when I say Marcus Rashford is slowly turning into the modern day Theo Walcott? Bags of potential, but so predictable, wasteful. Bang on. Bang on. I think the problem is, Trini, is when you look at players like Walcott, when you look at players like Rashford, I think they get put on this pedestal so early in their careers. They have a good year and everyone loses their mind about them. We've done it with Saka. We did it with Sean White Phillips. We did all these players. For me, go and achieve. Go and be consistent year after year. To be fair, Saka is at the moment getting better year on year, right? Some of those other players you mentioned are very inconsistent. So, hey, it is what it is. But yes, I completely agree with you. Aqua Sub said, can you tell Lee Judges he's my favourite celebrity Guna, please? A much better fella than Piers Morgan. I'll let him know. We already know 2 of Savva's answers, VAR and Ginola. Ginola will definitely be one of my answers for sure. I did just see a comment that I just thought I would answer. Was this? I think Nkunku will make his debut for Chelsea tonight. I think I saw yesterday Pochettino said that he's only got 20 minutes in his legs. I'd be surprised. But Nkunku coming back is massive for Chelsea. I don't think that you will see him tonight. Listen, everybody, thank you very much. Really enjoyed the show. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. What I would say, please do subscribe before you leave. Here is the link. If we can get 5 more of you to subscribe, we'll get to 11,960. Here is the link. Just smash it. Press subscribe. Please, at 2 p.m., watch the 10 in 10 with LB that will be premiering. And I will see you tonight at 7:45 for the watch-along, Chelsea versus Newcastle. Much love. Thank you for all your support. Really does mean a lot. Take care, everyone. And as always, come on, you Spurs.